Good morning from Big Sky Country. I'm Stacy, owner of Montana Used Bricks. And today's going to be, I hope, a relatively short video. We have a very busy weekend planned. We are finally going to be taking our new trailer out for a couple of nights somewhere local because we've never had this kind of trailer before. My husband's not really comfortable pulling it yet, so we're going to stick close to home, but we're going out to the lake for 2 nights and we're very excited about it. But there's a lot of little prep type things we have to do for this first trip. So it's a busy weekend, but I did want to respond to a couple of comments that came in on some of my other videos. So let's get right to it. So the first one is kind of long, but I'll get to the point of why I'm reading this once we get through it. I have a hard time with colors brown, reddish brown, trans neon, and trans yellow, and all the light gold, pearl gold, and all like types of silver and stuff like that. Working on making myself a board so I can check every time. But now one of the things I have been pushing back is the wheels and how to get this sorted and put into Bricklink. My head hurts just talking about the wheels, haha. Keep up the great videos, hoping to open my store soon, but really nervous. It's about 200 parts, but we all have to start that way. So there's a couple of things in here I wanted to acknowledge is that when you're starting out, the colors are tough, especially those similar colors. And even now, I sometimes have to go over to a drawer that has that color and double check with what I'm putting in to Bricklink to make sure I have the right color, because sometimes I start doubting myself and I just want to make sure I have the right color, because I have at times pulled parts and realized we had the wrong color in inventory, and then you have to go back and let the buyer know, and that's always embarrassing, and it always opens yourself up to a neutral or negative comment when you do little bonehead things like that. So colors are important, and we've all been there. We all know how tough they can be, so you're not alone. The other thing he mentioned was wheels, and I have to say the 2 things I have the hardest time with are wheels and tires. I'm going to lump those together as one. Wheels and tires and just general miscellaneous Technic parts. Those things throw me every time, and I'm very slow at doing those because it's really hard to find numbers on some of those, especially the smaller parts. And wheels and tires just seem to take forever when I'm doing them because I have to look at every wheel, because there's some very similar ones, as most sellers know. And if you are one of those stores that distinguishes between the alternates, then you're going to want to really take a close look at every wheel, and it's time consuming, and I am the same way. I put off doing wheels and tires as long as possible. Either that or I do it right away, like ripping off a Band-Aid. It depends on my mood. The other thing that he said was that he's really nervous about opening his store, especially when you're starting out with just a few parts, but everybody starts somewhere. Some people are lucky enough that they're able to start with 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 parts. When I opened my store, I think I had probably maybe 8,000 to 12,000 parts when I first opened my store, and I've just gradually increased over the years. And it's a lot of work, especially when you're doing used parts. It's a lot of sorting and looking and putting stuff into inventory, and none of it is quick and easy. Easy sometimes, never quick. But if you're working on new parts, then you've pretty much got it made, because you can just part out the set and put the parts into a drawer and you're good to go. I've mentioned this one a couple of times before, but I realize there's new viewers that maybe haven't heard me say this or talk about this, but here's the question. I always love your videos. I have learned so much from you. Quick question, how and where do you sell your Lego from your filler box? Thanks. And as I've mentioned before, 90% of the time I will sell my filler parts on the Facebook classifieds page, and they usually sell fairly quickly. I've had a couple of times where they didn't, and I don't know if I just hit it at a weird time or if my ad just kind of got buried under other stuff. In my community, there's 3 or 4 places that I post, and I always put that I cross post. They're aware of that, and they usually sell within a week. I sell 6 pounds for $20, And I always make very sure that they're aware that these are used parts and the possible scratches, abrasions, ink marks, possibly even a little chewed up on some of the parts. And I make sure that I put that in the description. I used to also sell my non-Lego parts on Facebook Classifieds, but the last couple of times I've advertised, nobody has bought them. So the last batch, I had probably close to 20 pounds. I ended up just donating to a local thrift shop. So those eventually got sold, just not by me. I may try again once I have another 6 pounds of those just to see, and if I don't, then I'll donate them again. But the Lego, even if they're used, generally sell. The other thing that I did recently when everybody was starting to go back into the office is I made some flyers and put flyers up in the building where I work so that people knew I had those for sale. And those did sell eventually, but then everybody started to be sent back home. So there wasn't a lot of traffic going by the bulletin boards to see those ads. But that's another idea. If you have a community bulletin board somewhere, make up a flyer and just put it on the bulletin board. That works as well. And check with friends and family, because a lot of times maybe your friends' family are looking for used Lego for grandkids or kids that are coming to visit, and they're just looking to buy some cheap entertainment for the kids. That's another idea as well. This next one is, I have an idea for a possible topic for a video: coupons. When or why do you issue coupons? Do you ever send coupons to customers, but they just don't use them? I'm very thankful for repeat customers and I send them coupons, but they frequently don't use the coupons when they come back for their next order. I hope you enjoy your new camper. So yes, I do use coupons in two scenarios. One, if they're a repeat customer, I will send them a 10% off your next order coupon. And I would have to say out of those, maybe 20-30% will use them the next time they come in the store. Very few do. I'm really surprised. I've probably given out hundreds of coupons and only had a few that actually use them. I think that it's still a sign of goodwill and that you're letting your customer know that they're a repeat buyer and that you're thankful for them coming in your store. So whether or not they use it is up to them. But I do think that it does help your store, at least gives them a good feeling about your store, whether or not they use the coupon. The other times I use coupons is when I'm missing parts. If I'm missing parts, I will give them an option of a refund of the actual price of the part. So if it was a 15-cent part, I will offer to refund the 15 cents via PayPal, or I will offer them 30 cents in store credit. So I double whatever the price of the part was. And I would say I'm 50-50 on people asking for a refund or people asking for the coupon. Even then, they don't always use it. They'll ask for it, but they may not use it. But again, it's just another gesture of goodwill and trying to make the customer happy and giving them a choice. People like having that choice instead of like, oh, I don't have the part, here's your refund. It's actually nice to be able to give them a choice and let them know that you do appreciate them, and maybe this will get them back in there, come back to your store even though you screwed up their order. Okay, those were the only 3 that I had for you this week. Like I said, I knew it was going to be a short video. I have a lot I need to get done, so I'm going to quickly edit this and get it out there so that there's at least another video for this week. I'm actually doing better than I thought. I thought I wouldn't have any videos between July and Labor Day, but I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm getting a couple out there here and there. So I hope everybody is enjoying their summer, and hopefully I will do another video next week, but maybe not. I have a friend coming from out of state, so that may not happen either. But I hope everybody's having a great day, and if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it that thumbs up. If you really liked it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.